Hello and welcome to Pedz Game Shack. This is episode 25, and today we have returning guest Ashiwaa. How you doing, Ash?
Hey, I'm doing well. How are you doing, Pedz?
Yeah, I'm doing good. What have you been up to recently, then?
Uh, Outside, just mainly work. Nothing exciting on my end. I'm being super boring. Just playing a couple of games, I'm always
Yeah.
chasing them platinums.
Nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy doing it, why not? I don't enjoy doing it, so I don't do it. Because, I just can't. But, yeah, so we will get on with the podcast in the sense of I will explain exactly what we are going to discuss. We have three segments. The first segment is currently playing, where we discuss what we've been playing. The second segment is top news, but I haven't really looked at any news. Again, I'm terrible for doing it, so chances are we ain't going to be doing top news. And the third and final segment is talking about the game of the podcast, which we'll get around to last. So, without further ado, Ashiwaa, what are you currently playing?
Oh dear, this is probably going to take up like 90% because I'm a serial game hopper. I juggle so many different games, it's insane. So currently I've been playing like the Avengers. I've been doing Devil May Cry 3. Recently, obviously, Little Nightmares, which is a game. Super Meat Boy Crash Team Rumble. Obviously, the rhythm games. Just everything. I'm all over the place. Oh, and Live Alive. That's yeah.
Let's start with Avengers. Is it the 360? Sorry, 360. The Xbox and PlayStation 4 game, or PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series game?
It's a PlayStation 5. I picked up for like really cheap. Now, for a review of the game, if it was single player, it'd have been good. But like the live service stuff is like so boring. I can't
Yeah.
even.
I actually played through that a while back. I just played through like the story, and then as soon as it ended, I was like, "Yeah, I'm done." And I think there is more stuff to do, but you have to grind, and I just can't be bothered. But it's an alright game. Like, it's not amazing, but it is alright. It's alright. But obviously on PlayStation, you get to be Spider-Man as well. So
Well, yeah, they've sort of gave you all the cosmetics. It sort of pushed me because they're stopping support for the game at the end of the month. So like, you know what? Let's just play it to what it's about. I get all the cosmetics for free. So, but Spider-Man's been fun to play. Obviously, my character of choice because I love Spider-Man. Um, but overall, if they kept that a single-player game, it'd have been held in such high regard as Guardians of the Galaxy. Sadly, they tried to force something in there that wasn't meant to be, and the stuff's all right. The gameplay's fine, but it's once you've done it.
yeah, I agree with you. Have you played the Guardians of the Galaxy game?
Yeah, I stopped halfway through because I got distracted by something else, so I need to go back to it, and it is fantastic, that game.
It is a lot better than the Avengers game, in my opinion. So much more
Oh
fun.
yeah, I'm only halfway through the story, but I'm going to definitely go back to it. But I want to get Avengers done first, then go on to finish that one off.
Get the worst one
Sort
out of the way, is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nothing wrong with that. I can't remember which order I played them, to be honest. I think it may have been Guardians and then Avengers, but yeah. I think I played Guardians on the Xbox because it was on Game Pass, and then I played Marvel Avengers on PlayStation because I think I managed to get it cheap, or it was on something. I can't remember.
It was on the service up until like last month, and I had it for ages. Like, I'll play it. Then it went off the service, and I forgot all about it. I was like, damn, I'm stumping up £6. But for £6, I'm like, I've spent that on a pint before, so it's like whatever.
You spent £6 on a pint. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
I do trips to London, and yeah, it hurts. Trust me, it hurts every
Fuck.
time.
Get a free blowjob with her?
No, sadly, you expected it for £6. Like, you've got to get some extra for your money, but no, they just give you a beer and that's it. It's like, okay, all right.
Bastards.
Well, I think last time I went down London, it was near Victoria Station. £7, I think it was.
And you was what?
Yeah, I was like, what? Is it special beer?
Yeah, there's even more water in it than normal.
Look, there's
uh,
nothing like getting a pint down London. You know, you can really taste the Thames.
Brilliant. What else have you been playing then other than Avengers? Wait, before actually, when it comes to Avengers, what characters have you played as altogether?
Well, you play a lot due to the story, so obviously Miss Marvel, Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow. I like Black Widow a lot. I thought she was quite fun. Miss Marvel's actually pretty fun because obviously, and then Iron Man felt a bit jank, a little bit jank.
Hmm.
Captain America's fun, and Thor is just Thor, right? Hulk just felt a bit boring. Like he didn't feel as powerful as he should do.
Yeah, he should punch something and then he should explode into a million pieces constantly.
Just a little bit, not like several hits on a big robot. Like, this is the Hulk, okay? And also, it's very boring with the enemy design being all robots. You'd think you'd have something else. Like I get it, so it can be a bit more violent, trying to keep it a bit more PG. But at the same
Yeah,
time, it's like really just robots. Come on now, there's got to be something else here. But
yeah, yeah. I don't
but
think you
outside
fight
of
many
Avengers,
mutants, do you? You fight like two or three, not mutants, but like
yeah,
super villains.
there's some good villains. Like I like Taskmaster a lot. Abomination, I think, is a bit lame. I'm trying to think who else is in it actually. I forgot. 'Cause I played it over the course of a month. You see,
Mm.
there's a few more in there, and I can't think of it for the life of me. Oh, Mordok's in there. Who else is in there? You thought they'd had Green Goblin or something. We had in Spider-Man, but no, you never saw him.
No.
Actually, there weren't that many. Thinking about it,
Yeah. less than we realized.
yeah,
Damn. That's
it's
not good
sad.
for an Avengers game, really, is it?
No, but the fact it got made, like, if they'd have just reined in like the monetization on that, I think it'd been a lot more well received.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, you've got the touchy death of the live service because everyone knows what live service is, so you always go in with your guard up anyway. Of like,
Exactly.
I'm going to play some half finished tat where they just want extra money for like finishing it or whatever, or they'll just take the money and not bother finishing it. And it's like, I'm just not really, I just don't like the live service model. And I think the problem is, it's a live service game on a full price as well. It's like, you're really not helping yourself right now.
No, I agree with you there. It is pretty bad. Like, they should at least I'd say they should at least do it for a lower price, but it's still a lot of the live service games have a very predatory microtransaction viewpoint, so it's kind of like shit either way you look at it. But it's even
That
worse when you pay full price as well.
that's kind of why it turned me off of Diablo as well with the god awful patch. Um,
Oh, which one? 4, was it?
oh yeah, like four was okay. Like I played the story, starts great, middle boring, ends good, and then everything else after that just feels dull and slow. Especially World Tier 3. World Tier 3 just felt like a slog and I never got out of it. Because the game just slows right down at that point, and you're like, ah. And then when I seen the patch that was slowing it down even more, it's like it was slow and tedious before. And I love Diablo 3 as well, which was so sad for me. Um, and then they introduced obviously the battle pass system and stuff, and it's like, how much money do you actually need? This is a £60 game.
Yeah, it is ridiculous when they add shit like that to games. It's like, you make enough money. Pay the developers properly and stop fucking conning people, bastards.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not going to condone it. Like, you want to do a battle pass or stuff like that, do a free to play game, not on a full price game.
Yeah,
This is what I mean. I thought the money was going up for the base price of the game. Like we got screwed in the UK for like going from 50 to 70. I thought that had stopped the additional stuff like they promised, but no, it just carried on the same. Is that okay?
yeah.
See what you did there?
I don't think it's going to end up going until they find another way of conning people out of their cash.
Yeah. Well, I've never paid full price for a game since it's gone up, so I've never played like £70 yet, and I refuse to.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Um,
The last game I wanted to pick up, which was full price, which I didn't pick up, was Baldur's Gate 3, and I didn't pick it up, and that was only 50, and I'm still like, no, I'm not paying 50 quid for a game right now, because I don't want to.
yeah,
Eh.
50 quid. 50 quid, I'm fine with. That's been like the standard for a long time, so I'm But anything
Yeah,
more than that, I'm like,
I agree, but when it comes to PC games tended to be on like a lot cheaper again, and yet now they are going up and up and up. Then again, Baldur's Gate 3, from the sounds of it, has so much fucking content, it's not too bad. But then again, I wouldn't play it all, so a lot of that is going to just go, not even be seen by me, so it wouldn't matter. Even though I know it's there, you know what I mean?
yeah. Like I looked at Baldur's Gate, which is not my type of game. It's just looked a little bit too slow and in depth for me. This makes me sound like flashy lights and jangly keys, ashes off to races. But no, we gained that. I just especially when you have so little time to play nowadays, it's like I don't want to invest like a month into one game.
Yeah, I can understand that, but I like Dungeons and Dragons. I've only recently got into it properly in the sense of I've wanted to play D&D for a long time, and only recently I've actually started playing D&D, and I've been having a lot of fun. So, and I also enjoyed Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 back when I was a kid, so, it'd be cool to play around.
Was it easy to get into then, like D&D? Because it's something I've never played either. Because my friends have always been into video games, and that's mainly it.
Yeah, I started playing it with a group of Americans, uh, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. I can't remember exactly when. I think, yeah, about 4 months ago, and we start really late because obviously in America for them it's like the afternoon, evening. For me, it's 12 o'clock in the night, 1 o'clock in the morning, that kind of thing. So we start quite late for me, but it's fine. No one minds. It's a Saturday as well, but yeah, it's a little complicated to start with. But the more you play it, the more you it just becomes like a lot. You remember the things better. You know what you're doing. So it's like you can pick it up and you can learn it quite easily. Like at first I was like, okay, what am I doing? Now I'm like, okay, I'll do this, I'll do that. So I am getting there, but I've only played as 2 classes. So like going to another class, it might be learning some things again, but it's not too complex. And if you can get a group of people to play with, then as long as they for me, like I've enjoyed it because the people I'm playing with don't take it too seriously. I think if you're playing with people who take it very seriously, it might be very different. But if you can get a group of people who are just up for a laugh, then you're sorted.
It sounds interesting, but like, okay, so a quick question. So when you're playing D&D, do you get like, obviously you get a character sheet. So do you have to specify what spells you got, or do you have like a list to pick from? So you've got 12 spells you can have or actions. Do you get limited to like say 4 of those, or do you have access to them all? Or I don't know how it works, sort of thing. So obviously each class would have a different thing. 'Cause it makes no sense for a rogue to cast, say, a frostbolt or whatever, for example.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It depends because obviously you can multi-class, but if you just go in basic classes, it tends to be like, say, a warlock. You can pick certain spells. I'm not sure how they work exactly because I haven't played as one. Sorcerer, you can pick from a sorcerer list, I think it is, of spells. And then every level you can learn a new spell. So say there's like, say, 10 spells, you can only have 4 to start with, something like that it is. And then every time you level up, you can sometimes get a new spell slot, as well as adding a new spell and also new levels of spells. And I think there's like 9 levels of spell. And obviously, the higher it goes, the more powerful the spell is. And you take like my character now is level 3 in Dungeons. It's taking a while to level because we do an XP way and stuff like that. So like my character has something like 5 spells in its level 1 slot. 5 level 1 spells. It has 4 spell slots, so it can cast 4 spells before needing to do a long rest or something else, which will give its spell slots back. It has, I think it's 3 spell slots for level 2, but can only have like 4 spells at level 2. And then if you go a cleric, say, or a druid, every time you take a long rest, there's a big list of spells. You can switch them out every time you take a long rest. So say you take, like, you plan on going into a certain area of battle and exploration. You think, these spells would be good for that. I'll plan and take these spells with me. And then you could go to a different area where it's going to be a different kind of like terrain and different kind of energy. Because, right, I'll change up my spells for this. But, you know, you can't do that with some classes. Wizards, I believe, they learn their spells through books. So you actually have to, like, find books in the game and things and spells to learn them that way. So
That sounds sick.
It is more complex when you saying this stuff, but when you're playing it, because you're learning as you go, you learn organically, and it makes sense. Like,
Yeah, though that makes perfect sense to me after you explained it, because I've always wondered, because obviously, you know what I mean, you could be in a tricky situation like, oh yeah, I've got like say what, mind control or whatever, just randomly throwing it out there. So at least there's set rules for each class to a degree. I imagine it varies from like group to group as well and stuff. But
yeah,
it does sound interesting.
It will vary as well, because like some people will stick to the game rules, and then you'll have other people who will add homebrew rules to their games, so they can like customize certain things. But to start off, like the games I've been playing have just been the basic rules. And one game I'm playing as a sorcerer, game I'm playing as a cleric. So, you know, they little different in certain ways, but so far it's been really, really good fun. Really good fun, if I'm honest.
Sounds a little bit too in depth for me. Like, I could understand it well enough. I think the slow pace of it, though, I've got a short attention span. What can I say? It's why I play games like Devil May Cry.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, even on the downtime bits, like where you're ignoring combat and things, you can be talking to other characters and having a laugh. You could be doing things with NPCs, which in turn can be a laugh. Some of the stuff that happened in a game I was playing the other day was genuinely really funny. Like, you had the rogue case in this building. He then broke in to find a person sitting there just staring at him, and then it was like this really awkward conversation and shit like that. So like everyone's having a good laugh at this stupid stuff. Like, even when we were playing a couple of weeks back, the same person was like, I'm going to climb up this wall, but there was a rope. It's like, I don't need to climb up on a rope. I can climb up a wall. Fell, knocked himself out. Climbed up, got healed. Tried climbing up again. Fell. Lost all but 1 hit point. So, like, you know, that's not combat. That's just someone trying to climb up a wall when they didn't need to do it. No, it's just silly little things. It's genuinely good fun. And I think, for me, when I've been playing it, the group is what will determine how much you'll enjoy it, I think. Because if you're playing with people of a like mind and who are up for a good laugh whilst killing goblins and what have you, then you'll have a really good time.
It does sound interesting. One of them things, one day I'll probably try it. Whether time allows that, I don't know. But, you know, one day I will.
Yeah, it's taken me till I'm 38 to start playing it, so...
I'm already there now as well. Like, you know, it's one of those, like, I think my troll nature would get the best of me in those situations. I just do the most random stuff. That poor GM who ever gets me playing Dungeons and Dragons, I swear. I'll apologize in advance.
It's always something you could look into, see if there's any, like, a group of people on Twitch you'd like to play.
No, I could do.
Like a group.
I did. So what
once
I'll need
every
to do
week or
then
two, like...
I was about to say, what I'll do then is I'll sacrifice more sleep than I already do, and we'll get that squeezed in as well. Like, because once you get past 30, you're tired all the time. So regardless, it don't matter how much you sleep, it's fine. You're gonna be knackered anyway. You might as well just
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. Aside from D&D, because you haven't been playing that, what else have you been playing?
I've recently finished Devil May Cry 3 the other day. I'll be going for the platinum on that. They're always challenging ones, to be honest.
I have
Because
only ever
basically,
finished the first game. I started the second one, and then I was fighting like a helicopter, and I was like, "Oh, I'm bored of this shit," and then I'm going
oh
back
god,
to.
no, never get onto two track. No one ever needs to ever play two. Like I planned it. No, it's probably the worst game in the series by far. So a little stories. I think it was last October. I don't know why I had this idea. I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna go for platinums, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right because I tend to go for like games I either enjoy or games I see as a challenge. And that tends to be like a general theme. So I was gonna go for all the Souls ones, the Resident Evils, and obviously Devil May Cry's.
Yeah.
Why I did this, I don't know. It's one of them ideas I had. I just thought, oh, that sounds like a really good idea, really fun idea. That's caused some trials and tribulations, but I'm not giving up with it. Let's put it that way. So I managed to get like what 2 in Dark Souls so far, 3 in Devil May Cry, and then 3 in Resident Evil. So we're
Nice.
slowly working through it.
But
But
Devil May Cry 2 is your favorite Devil May Cry then?
no, God, no! Don't even start me. So I started with the reboot, and people hate the reboot. That's not Dante. No, Devil May Cry 2 Dante is not Dante, right? That's not Dante. That's just trash. I'm sorry, it is. I love Devil May Cry. That game should not be played by anybody at all. It was so painful. So when I heard you say, "Oh yeah, I played one," and I played two, it's like, oh, and then you stopped. I was like, I'm not surprised you stopped. But it peaks at 5. 3's really good. 4's good. 1's good. I like the reboot. People don't like it. I absolutely enjoy that game. If that game didn't
Yes,
have
it's
Devil May
very.
Cry on it,
A lot of people dislike the game, but there are some who like it. Like I think Cumberdanes enjoys DMC.
quite a few people enjoy it though. When I streamed it on Twitch, like a lot of people said they really like the game, and I'm like, so do I. I don't know why it's so much hate. I think it was a cross between both sides handled it badly. So obviously Capcom pushed for a reboot. Team Ninja delivered, but obviously the fans weren't happy. But then Team Ninja started sniping at the fans, and then it was just become so much backbiting. It just
Mm,
generated so much animosity around it. Now, if you'd
yeah,
have took Devil May Cry off that title, that would have been held in high regard and a cult classic.
yeah. I'm guessing it would have been if it didn't have the DMC name, it would have been thought of differently. You get that
But
sometimes,
like,
or sometimes a name is put to a game, and it's like, maybe they should have not done that.
yeah, it's like another one as well. Like, Devil May Cry 1, I played that when that originally come out. I thought it's one of the coolest things I've ever played. And then I didn't realize Hideki Kamiya made that game or created Devil May Cry. Now that man has created so many games I've like loved, sort of
Mm.
thing. For my top favorite games, he's done some heavy lifting. That man. uh, so obviously you've got Devil May Cry, you've got Bayonetta, you've got Beautiful Joe, that needs to come back at some point.
Mm. The problem I have with Beautiful Joe is the boss rush at the end. I've never finished it because the boss rush is fucking ridiculous.
I hate boss rushes. I hate boss rushes so much. It's so lazy. Let's pad it out for another level to fight stuff you've already fought. And like I had this in Devil May Cry 3 the other day. I was like, why are we doing this? It's just tedious. I beat them before. I don't need to beat them again.
Mm. Like
But
the
I
thing is I don't mind the boss rushes in Mega Man because you can like heal as you go in, usually. But like I
mm.
think Beautiful Joe is like you fight these bosses, you don't get any extra health, you just gotta fucking do good or die. Which I died repeatedly.
It was a tough game though. It was a really tough game. And like Mega Man, I've never finished the Mega Man game.
You
I
should.
got close with
You're good.
11, but I never finished. Like I didn't finish it until last year. I think it was up until last year. I never finished the Mega Man level. Never
Damn.
mind the game. It's just one of those series that never clicked with me. I'm making an effort to try and like rectify that.
So you should.
But oh yeah, it's one of those you can't. There's only so many games you can play, right?
I
But
suppose.
yeah, it had that reputation because back in the day, I wasn't so much. I've always this is not a brag. It's gonna come across as a brag. I've always had played games, and I've always been what they call what I say mechanically gifted. So what I mean by that is, I can pick games up really easily,
Yeah.
and be decent at them. My problem is I'm like that makes you lazy. It's like good enough. I'm beating the levels for now. I'm fine. So when it comes to like, I never used to finish games either. Because I used to work away a lot. I used to buy all the games, and I only used to play like what half of them. So it's only in the last 10 years or so I've started actually finishing games. This sounds so weird, and I also used to be a big like WoW player as well. So I jumped out of like other games for a while. Because once you're a WoW player, an MMO player, that's all you ever play. You
Yeah.
don't venture elsewhere unless it's like a really big release. You're like, I pay my sub, I'm gonna play this all the time, and that's that.
Yeah, I did play other games like, but I spent so much time in WoW. I didn't play from the start. I started it like early Burning Crusade, but I only played it for a little bit, and I was like, I'm bored, and stopped playing it because I was playing it on my own. And then I got back
Mm.
into it in Wrath of the Lich King, and I was playing it with my brother-in-law, and then I played all of Wrath. I played Mists of Pandaria, Cataclysm, and then I was like, after a few years, I'm like, I need to start spending time with other games. This is getting ridiculous.
Like
uh,
I was saying, so I played from the launch. So I played all the way up until Wrath. Then Pandas came, so I left the Pandas 'cause I thought Pandas were dumb. Come back for Cataclysm. It might have been Cataclysm, I can't remember which way round it was.
yeah, I
I
can't
can't
remember which
remember.
way
It's
it
been a
was.
while ago. But either I played Cataclysm, left at WOD, and then came back for Legion, and I played like up until Battle for Azeroth.
Hmm.
And then they messed the gearing system up so bad, and so many systems so bad. I was like, you know what, I'm done. And I do miss like WoW. I was talking about going back to it the other day, just because my one of my real life friends and obviously my brother play it still, and I do miss doing like the 5-man content with them and the stories it generated and stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, do I want to like lock myself down to that anymore? Probably not. But at the same time, I do miss those good times and those challenging. Because like when you do pug runs, right? There's so many stories we come across in Mythic Plus and the people we've encountered that stood the test of time even now. Even like 6 years later, we'll throw back to that joke now and again about, oh, do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
And it just creates these stories and memories, sort of thing. But I know I think stuff like that, like I know I'm going off on a tangent now, where I do think in modern gaming that sort of stuff's been lost. Where because it like if you go into a group with people and you talk to other people, that's when you meet interesting characters.
Hmm.
Interesting because it covers both good and bad,
Yeah.
and you interact and it generates those stories. Whereas now I don't think you get that anymore because everyone's sort of like isolated with, say like Discord or Xbox Party Chat or something because the general voice chat in games is normally toxic as hell, or it's
Yeah.
just some 12-year-old rap star thinking he's gonna get discovered. Um, it's just like I do miss the days of where everyone had the mic on. You could have a laugh, meet people, joke around.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get trash talk, but at the same time, it was a small bad factor of like an overall positive experience.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I do think that in a sense, like Twitch has kind of made up for that in a way because you get to speak to people through Twitch and stuff. It's not quite the same, but it's a similar kind of thing. Like yourself, Jeff, Prinny, Ilfinity, Commodanes, loads of people that I speak to now were all from Twitch.
About say you mentioned a lot of legends there, and then it's like, but yeah, my name don't belong on that list, but
I
it's
disagree.
well, I disagree with you, but it's one of those like I agree. I'm grateful for Twitch because that's why I started streaming for and stuff like that, just to meet people and to talk games with. Because my friend group normally talks WoW and very Blizzard like orientated, so it's nice to
Mm.
have something outside of that. So it's been grateful, as you said, the names you mentioned, and you, and so like Khalid and a lot of other my friends like Beaker and Ben. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's been really good on Twitch for interacting with people. To be fair, I haven't really streamed as much as I would like recently because the kids are home from school. But you know, family comes first. Simple as, really.
Yeah. Well, that's how you got to treat it, because at the end of the day, it's a hobby. That's how I've always treated it as well. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
Here to chill out and meet your friends. Like, I couldn't imagine doing it as like full time. I think, yeah, that's not a thing. Like, it's a thing people do, but could you imagine your income tied to your popularity? I couldn't think of anything worse. I couldn't
Yeah,
think of
yeah.
anything
My
worse.
my
Like,
income being tied to my popularity means I wouldn't have one.
same.
How much money you earn this week? Nothing. How much money you earn this month? Nothing. How much money you earn this year? Nothing.
I get a pack of instant ramen each month. That's my lot.
Yeah,
But,
I'd get a pack of instant ramen and it'd have to last between me and 5 other people a month. We'd be fucked. Brilliant.
I just couldn't think of anything worse. Watching trends all the time and then constantly having your self-esteem evaluated and stuff. It's like, yeah, no, not for me.
Yeah, exactly. Not happening. I just play what I want to play when I want to play. Yeah.
Well, isn't that what we all do anyway?
Yeah. I suspect a lot of people who are bigger streamers tend to play the games that will get them the viewers, I guess. I don't know. I don't really watch any big streamers to know, so.
Well, I'm in the same boat, so I don't really watch any big streamers because I don't. It's gonna sound weird. Like, I go on Twitch to meet people, meet friends, get to know people. This
Yeah.
sounds so cringe, by the way. This is why I don't go into bigger streams, because it's like you don't feel like you get to know people, and you're just
Yeah.
there to,
Chat's too
another
big, too
view. Yeah,
fast.
and you're another face in the crowd, sort of thing. Whereas, like when you get smaller communities and stuff, you get to know people, you get to have a laugh, running jokes and stuff like that. So it's nice.
Exactly. And that's what you'll get with D&D. Running jokes. It's basically think about WoW in the sense of you're doing your quests while scaring doing missions while scaring quests. It's like that, except for you get to say the words you want, like fuck you, Norm, and then you kick him in the balls and run away and go, ah! Well, you wouldn't do that because that would be mean, unless you're a mean person.
Well, technically, you wouldn't kick an gnome in the balls, would you? Because they just get punted. It'd be a bit inappropriate after to go.
I was playing D&D with someone the other day, actually, and they were like, yeah, I'm going to duck down and punch him in the balls. And I was like, okay. And they tried punching in the balls and missed. And it's like, you missed because the balls were smaller than you expected. And you went just below where you expected them to be. Stuff like that. It's freaking stupid.
That awkward moment of like looking up going, yeah, I've sort of messed up here. This is going to
hurt. But we've been going for a while. Would you like to talk about the game we have played for the podcast?
Yeah, happy to.
Sweet. So yeah, we're going to move on to We Play Together. And I would like to know, Ashiwaa, what do you think of the game we've been playing together, which is Little Nightmares 2?
Like, I haven't finished it. I'm about halfway through.
Oh, that's cool,
Because I said, what can I say now? I've sort of found, I don't know, I don't ever enjoy this one more or not over the first one. Like, the gameplay is more polished, it feels better. But certain things with like the controls and stuff where I'm trying to like pick stuff up can be a little bit frustrating at times. Some of the puzzles have been obtuse, but then again, that's probably me being my sleep deprived brain not really, picking up on the clues. It could be either or, but either way, overall it's like I think I've just done the what have I just done? The hospital. That creepy.
Yeah, it is pretty creepy area. The
But it had
hospital.
like Weeping Angels vibes with the mannequins.
Yeah, it was really cool. The place I struggled most in the entire game, because I finished there at 10 o'clock, so like an hour ago, approximately. The place I struggled most was in there, not because of a puzzle, but there's a certain room where it's pitch black. You have to keep you have to keep your torch on, and there's loads of mannequins that keep running at you. And whatever I did for about an hour, I was just getting caught. So I knocked it off, watched a film, jumped back on, and did it first time. I was like, why was I having trouble with that?
Yeah, it's annoying though sometimes. You know, when you die, you get frustrated because the checkpoints are better in this one, but they're still not fantastic.
Yeah, sometimes it can pull you back a bit too far, but it is definitely better than the first in that respect.
Oh yeah, like that was my main gripe with the first one.
Yeah, but so you're not sure if you prefer this one to the first one, then?
I think. Well, I'm only halfway through, so how it's gonna end and stuff, I'm not sure. But what is the deal with the hood? Is that meant to be like a throwback to the first character? Because it can't be the first character with how the first one ended.
That's the thing I don't know. Is it meant to be the first character and this is actually set before the first game? Or is there not the same character and it's just a throwback to the character? Because I don't understand the stories in these games. Like the first one, like the story seems to be you're trying to escape this weird place. The second one seems to kind of be the same, but seems so fucking abstract compared to the first game. Like the first game is weird. This game is fucking weird. Seriously.
I don't get what they're meant to be though. Because in the first one, there was actual creatures. In this one, they're just mannequins. A lot of them.
I think that a lot of things are mannequins, and then other things are creatures. I think. I think
So
like the really grotesque thing, like the teacher-looking woman who also plays the piano, and the weird guy who's in the hospital area, who you deal with on a high heat. I think they are meant. Yeah, I think they are meant to be people. Like, well, I say people, but then there's also the weird mannequin thing. So I don't know, and that's the thing is like, how is it related to the first game?
Yeah, well, obviously, with the hospital, it's sort of a Hansel Gretel vibe, but it's I don't know, you know, like I didn't meant to say it before because with how the first one ended, um, with basically becoming what it became,
Mm.
does that mean this character is destined to die then? Because obviously, if it's prequel, where is he in the prequel? Where is he in the sequel? Sorry, which is the prequel game. So they've done it arse about face, really.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's meant to be the same person. Like I said, I finished the game, but story wise, I don't get it.
Does the TV thing ever get explained?
The what? Sorry.
The TV thing. You know where you see the television set, you put your hand on it.
Yes, that does get well. It doesn't get explained, but it does do more with it than what it does earlier on. It doesn't really explain much, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about the story wise because it's just fucking weird.
Yeah, it just seems to be like a thematic theme park at the minute with a couple of puzzles, but a whole lot of cool atmosphere we've made, but nothing really stringing it together.
Yeah, it's just
While you're
basically like
escaping.
you were trying to. I don't know. It doesn't even seem like you're trying to escape. In the other one, it seemed like you were trying to escape something. In this one, you seem to be out in like a field to begin with, just chilling, sitting around, playing with your thumbs, you know, that kind of thing. You thought I was going to say play with your dick, and no.
Well, when in the woods, you know. The other thing that gets me with this is what are the characters meant to be? Are they meant to be like mini humans? Are they meant to be mannequins? Or does it imply with them wanting to eat them all the time that they're not mannequins? But at the same
Yeah,
time, what are they?
I don't know. I genuinely have no clue. I don't know if they meant to just be children and the big weird things are adults, and the adults are chewing up the children and spitting them out, like, it's maybe some sort of social commentary on the way the world is, and that's the whole thing with the TVs, of rotting your brain. I don't know.
That's too clever for me, I'm not gonna lie. When I'm playing a game like this, I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, and I'll move on. Very rare I look deep. This is why I'm terrible in games like Souls. Like, I treat them as boss simulators and not like the deep lore behind them. Like, this lore?
I have no clue about the lore in Dark Souls games. All I cared about in the one that I finished that I enjoyed on Elden Ring, which I really enjoyed, was going from A to B and murdering shit and dying a lot whilst doing it.
Exactly. This is what this feels like. It just feels like I'm going from A to B while killing things in between, but running away from a lot of things. It's like, okay.
Yeah, in this there is fair enough. You're not actually killing people; you're killing those weird doll things. But in this, you're actually literally smashing the heads, which I don't remember doing in the first game. Smashing shit's heads.
I don't remember. Weren't there some weapon combat? Was there some? I think there was a little bit.
I can't remember. I don't remember there being any weapon stuff in there, but don't quote me on that because my memory's fucking awful. Should have listened to the podcast back to see what I said.
Well, spoiler alert for anyone who's younger. This is what happens when you get older. You'll play a game a couple of months ago or last year, like, how did that go again? I remember it roughly.
I remember really enjoying Little Nightmares, and I really enjoyed this, but like it seems to be even more abstract. It just seems even more out there than the first game, because the first game was kind of like, yeah, everything was weird, but if you replace the weird shit with just fucked up people instead, it would kind of fit. Whereas this stuff, the stuff that happens in this, it's like the mannequins, the stuff that happens after the hospital. It's like, how does that fucking work? How does that fucking work?
It's because they're like live but not alive. It's like, well, which is it? But I don't know if they've gone for abstract or they just thought, you know what, we'll make a cool game. People like the first one. Let's make this, do a bit more with it in the second one.
Yeah.
And
well, the thing is, it's called Little Nightmares, so maybe it's meant to just be someone's nightmare. Simple. Could be as simple as that. Maybe we're overthinking things, and it's as simple as this is one of the nightmares I had. I turned it into a game.
Probably, but I reckon you'll see a Little Nightmares 3 with how well both have been received. I'd be shocked if you don't see a Little Nightmares 3 probably next year.
Thing is, as well, I don't know if you played the DLC for the first game. I did play through it. I don't know if I played it before the podcast last time or afterwards, but you play as a different character in there as well.
I don't think I played it then. I remember playing the first one, but I don't remember playing the DLC.
Yeah, I think there's like 3 chapters for another character. I can't remember what happens to them, so I can't remember.
It'd be nice to see an overarching thing, which is interesting. That I don't know if you're trying to like not say for spoiler reasons, but I wonder if there is some sort of connection between the two.
No, I'm not saying for spoiler reasons. I genuinely don't know. It's possible with the ending of this game that it could be a prequel, but at the same time, it doesn't end with like the person in the anorak like starting in the place where the first game starts, ending where the first game starts. So it could be the same person, or it could just be a throwback to the first game. Because the person finds that anorak and hooded anorak, whatever, that anorak, yellow anorak.
I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna have a quick look now and see what it's called. If there's any hints in the trophies, because I've got my PlayStation on. Where is it?
But yeah, you find that. So is that the original person's from the first game, or is this set before the first one, or what?
All it says is trophy. The trophy's named True Colors. You never know when you need protection from the element. So, is True Colors an indication or a clue that's the first character?
I haven't got a clue. I honestly have no clue.
I'll take a quick Google to be honest.
Honestly, though, I did enjoy the game, and I think it's really good. I think they've improved upon the first one in many ways, but it's just really weird. Really weird. Like, the first game is, as I said, the first game, if you replaced all the freaky shit with, like, people, normal people, you could kind of make sense of, like, I don't know, this little thing is trying to run around and these big people are trying to kill him. Whereas in this, it's like, okay, I'm doing these weird things and like they're taking. I don't know. It's just odd.
Apparently, it's the same character, 6.
Yeah.
Apparently,
Huh.
from my brief, internet private eye work of like Google for 2 seconds. The protagonist of Little Nightmares 6 is back and donning her iconic yellow ring once again in Little Nightmares 2.
Hmm.
In the first game, she managed to escape the nest and the secrets of the more DLC. But then again, basically, I'm not. Obviously, it's going to be a spoiler warning. I took it she become Death Incarnate after the first game,
Yeah.
like all consuming.
Yeah.
So it's not saying it's a prequel. It's, I can't believe it. See, this is what I love games, but when you're having to go to Google to try and like decipher what you're actually playing, it's like, can I get it in the game, please?
Yeah.
It's
This
like,
game is kind of, I guess, up for interpretation, but I guess the main takeaway from this game is like the story isn't massively important. The important part of this game is the actual gameplay, and I think it delivers. I think, like you said, it irons out a lot of the issues of the first game. It's
yeah,
fucking weirder than the first game. You batter things to death, unlike the first game. So
we was correct, or you was correct. It is a prequel.
it's a prequel, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough.
prequel.
I
So
wonder
sort of
if
makes sense.
I wonder if what will happen in a third game then. Who knows?
I'd imagine they're gonna do 3 because it's a rule of 3, right? Usually they'll do trilogy.
Unless it's Valve.
Well, Valve do everything. Valve just don't like the number 3.
Exactly. Half-Life,
They'll
Half-Life
even
2, Half-Life 2, Episode 1, Half-Life 2, Episode 2. Where's Half-Life 3?
Half-Life
It's not
Alex.
coming!
Yeah, we never seen Half-Life 3. I see. I'm a realist. We've never seen that game.
No, doesn't seem
It,
likely, does it?
it's easier to keep the name and the brand out there as a mystical thing of it being Half-Life 3 and not an actual tangible thing. Because no matter what they do now, they would not be able to meet the hype.
No, and
It'd be better
also,
not to make it.
yeah, and also they've making so much money via Steam that they don't need to make a game.
Exactly. Which is sad, but because Valve were really good back in there. They were the masters of the craft. They just seem to have gone down, minimalist route nowadays. But
Yeah, fucking Gabe Newell, lazy bastard. It's
exactly.
a joke,
But at the
Gabe.
same
Don't
time,
sue me. I'm just joking. I don't know you. I can't comment on the way you are.
the same time though, it's like, why would you risk your reputation on making new games when you've got this stellar one already?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
It it's one of those, like, you don't even see any new IPs from Valve. Bar Artifact, but we don't talk about that.
They need to start making games again. No,
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either. Unless Steam somehow dies, which isn't going to happen, but you never know.
I watched a documentary. Apparently, this will probably explain why they're not. How can I say? They're not like as productive as they should be, because basically they just let people make what they want to make,
Hmm.
which is great until you've
The
actually
thing is
got to
made.
start pulling things together. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. God damn it. As you said, right, you haven't finished the game. My question to you is, are you going to go back and finish the game? Because you haven't really got much left, if I'm honest. You probably get if you jump on it now, you'll probably finish it before midnight.
I'll probably
Maybe.
finish it this weekend when I've got a little bit more time. But I'll
Yeah.
probably go for the platinum anyway because it's me, right?
Yeah.
Um, I'll definitely go back to it and finish it. I'll probably definitely platinum it as well, to be honest. But at the minute, I'm probably gonna chill on the weekend on it,
Yeah.
opposed to like doing it after work. 'Cause I think it's one of those games where you need to like fully immerse yourself as well.
Yeah. Well, the first game had collectibles, but this game seems to have two different collectibles. I don't know if the first game did. In this one, you get different hats you can wear,
And the
and
glitches.
the glitches are one as well. Yeah.
Mm.
And I
Which
think
you know,
there's like 2 to 3 on each level, and then there's like up to 6 hats on a level. I think chapter even.
I don't get the whole glitches thing yet. Maybe that gets explained. I don't know.
I have no idea. Maybe you guys explained if you get them all.
Mm.
Maybe. Or maybe it's
But
explained and I'm just too dumb to understand it.
it's very abstract game, though. To be fair,
It
it's
is.
very abstract.
It's a fun. I say fun. It's an enjoyable experience, to say the least. I enjoyed my time with it. Obviously you haven't finished it, but from what you've played, would you recommend it? Would you recommend playing this and then the first one?
Yeah, I would. This one's definitely more artsy than the first. Even though this is a prequel, I'd definitely start with the first one first.
Yeah,
I feel like you get more of a feel for what it's meant to be,
yeah,
whereas two just seems like it's bigger, better, and just, but a lot more, as you said, abstract or artsy, we'll call it. Where I think there is subliminal not subliminal messaging, but like artistic messages that go way over my head.
yeah. Same here, man.
But if you just want a fun time, it's actually pretty chill. So
Except for when you're being chased by creepy shit, or
exactly.
or the fucking mannequins are moving, you have to flash them.
Yeah, the mannequin. Yeah, just drop trousers. No, but the
Drop your
flash.
trousers and show them your torch.
They're always afraid of a peepee. But no, in general, like that scene I really enjoyed so far with the whole flashlight sort of thing.
Yeah,
It was
It
actually
is really cool.
genuinely tense. Yeah.
There are some very interesting parts of the game, like there are some that are higher than others, and hopefully when I speak to you next on the next podcast you join, I can find out what you think about the next section, because the next section makes it. It's what makes me think this is way too abstract now. It's just out there, because the stuff that happens in there, it's like how. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm confused by the TV. Never mind anything more. I'm like, I'll just be like, look, it's a game. Let's just get through the end of it,
Yeah.
and we'll see. You know,
Yeah, I get
I'll
you.
worry about it later.
I completely get what you're saying, man. Is there anything else you would like to say about the game before we wrap up?
I think we've covered it all. Like, I'd recommend people play Little Nightmares. My mate Pete loves the game, and he recommended it to me no end of time. So at least I finally got there. I finally got there in the end.
For a podcast.
Yeah.
Unlucky friend. Your recommendation was ignored.
Went on the list. My never ending list.
Okay then, before we end, would you like to plug anything, like Twitch channel, Twitter, YouTube, anything at all?
The main thing I do is I just stream on Twitch. I don't do YouTube. I just stream on there 3 nights a week. I do Action River games, and that's about it, really. And that's the same as my name, like Ashiwaa with 2 A's. But yeah, been doing that a while now. And that's like my main hobby. So yeah, but I can't sell things like that. It's not me at the end of the day.
You don't have to sell yourself. You're not a hooker. I'm just saying, for people who are listening, they might think, "Oh, this Ash is an interesting guy. Let's check out his Twitch channel and see if he is a hooker." You know?
Well, you can only swipe with me. Don't take no cash.
Straight down the butt. So yeah, that is going to be us. Thank you for anyone who's listening. Thank you so much for taking part, Ash. It's been a pleasure as always. Hopefully we'll catch you again very, very soon. Or maybe you could even take part in the Pugsley Crew Views where we watch a film. Sorry, Pugsley Crew Reviews. Pugsley Crew Views was a different podcast I used to do, which would be, we'd watch a film and do a commentary, whereas this is just spending half hour talking about the film after the fact. Yes.
Oh, sounds great. But no, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Like I said, man. Hopefully you can jump on again soon. Hopefully Little Nightmares 3 comes out so we can carry on the tradition of Little Nightmaring, or I'll find some other weird fucking game for us to play. Yeah. So with that, I will say goodbye, everyone. Take care and have a good one.